I don't know about you, but I like keeping my money where I can see it. And unfortunately, traditional big wireless carriers also seem to like keeping my money too. After years for overpaying for wireless, I finally got fed up from crazy high wireless bills, bogus fees, and free perks that actually cost more in the long run. And I switched to Mint Mobile. I'm saving about, 15 to 20 bucks all in a month. Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans starting at 15 bucks a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your own phone number along with all of your existing contacts. Ditch overpriced wireless and get 3 months of premium wireless service for Mint Mobile for only 15 bucks a month. If you like your money, Mint Mobile is for you. Shop plans at mintmobile.com/Bubba. That's mintmobile.com/Bubba. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, 5 gigabyte plan required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
Y'all are joined with us. We're joined with you. We're all one. I sound like James Hetfield from Metallica. You are one. You're one with us. We're one with you. Wild intro. Let's jump into a little Bubba news. This is something that happened last week, and I found it interesting. And I don't know. I'm hoping that the chat can chime in and maybe fill us in a little bit on what, if anything, has come from it. But as soon as I saw it and heard it, I went, oh, boy. Oh, boy. So Bubba decided last week to pardon. I think that was the term they finally came up with.
In the
to
spirit
pardon
of
all of the blocked people that was in all of his social media.
Wow. You think that includes Mike Calta?
I mean, it sounded like it was a complete wiping. I don't see how that could include Mike Calta. Like, I think you have to be selective at some point. I don't know how labor intensive it is based off of the reactions of just Lummy's face, which he doesn't ever sell frustration or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
But I saw him kind of slunk a little bit, like shit.
Oh my God, here we go again. Huh?
I got it now. Here we go again, and now I have to go through. You probably have to individually click. There's God knows with a show rocking like theirs, they probably have 1,500 people. I don't know. Some of the admins are
staring at everything. Yeah.
So, yeah. What do you think about that? Do you think that's a good idea? Is it crazy? Should we follow and, unleash the 10 or 15 people that we blocked? I mean, is this...
I don't think we're there yet. I think let's keep things smooth and rolling.
Okay, good. That's I agree. Yeah. So that's settled. Great.
No, I say we allow them and challenge them to a Spartan fight at the Props Brewery, all in ancient chainmail.
Oh, wow.
I miss Props.
Just a random thought.
I miss Props. It's been a minute since we've done a Props show.
Yeah, it has been. It's just, but it
hadn't worked out.
It hadn't worked
it's
out.
Coming soon.
It's there, and their internet is there, and it's blazing fast. If we want everyone to do a function, we could get out there and do some sort of a fight. You know what I mean? We could get out there in the grass and roll around and have just absolutely beautiful video live streamed from the outdoors at Props.
For sure. I mean, I think that'd be great. I'd love to get in and spar it with a couple of these jackasses that have left us some dumbass content and comments, not content. They've certainly not given us anything, but they have given us a little content. A little heat is fun for sure, but it gets to a point where it's just like, it was cute. It was funny. I love it. And then it's like, I love it so much. Your gimmick's getting old. It's the same old thing for everybody. Everybody knows your gimmick. I've had enough. So yeah, I'm done.
Bubba's got a documentary coming out. So he's opening every avenue, every gate, haters, lovers, people that are indifferent. He wants everybody to be tuned in and not.
He wants all the
good
heat.
Move. It's a good move. Yeah, bring everything. Excellent. As this thing drops, I want every avenue, every gate open. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do all the press you can. That's the know back in the when that's how I got to do the interview, the podcast with McConaughey that time. He had a book coming out. You got a book coming out. You talk to any and everybody you can.
Yeah.
You don't leave no stones unturned. You you reach everybody you can. Because I actually saw too. Did y'all see the what was that today? Bubba Army. As I've been able to slow down and look at some things online, I noticed National Radio Hall of Fame has opened up its nomination process. I don't know when it reopened, but it closes Monday, March 31st. I also didn't know the public could nominate. It is my understanding that all the nominees.
So we need to nominate Bubba. That's what this is getting at. Okay,
need to get on that.
Oh, here we go.
Bubba.
Yeah, Big E says he wanted people to go on the site and do a write-in. So hell yeah, everybody out there, hit
RadioHallOfFame.com. RadioHallOfFame.com is where you want to go.
There it is.
To get this action done.
Yeah, let's do this.
Well, good thing we're talking about it, because Seth's at Disneyland or something with his kids, so he's not on top of making sure we're spreading this word. But he knows we got his back. See, boys, Lummy, Seth, we got y'all's back. We're always looking out for you guys. You know how we roll.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I think you're right. The Heat could be good. Did y'all see Tracy Morgan puking courtside at the New York Knicks game?
Yeah, and he got started off in a wheelchair afterwards. I hope it was like you just drank too much is what I'm hoping, but I don't know, man. I don't know what it was.
Oh no.
Yeah, he claims food poisoning.
St. Patrick's Day poisoning is what he got. He was vomiting, like he couldn't even get up to vomit.
Oh yeah,
get up after he vomited. They get him in a wheelchair.
They carried him out in a wheelchair.
Maybe he was sick.
I mean, he certainly was sick. There ain't no doubt about that. I mean, homeboy was sick as hell, but
it's weird to just sit there and just puke. Like if I'm puking, I'm running. I'm trying to get somewhere. But you know what? I'll let you play this, and I do want to bring up a point about puking.
So he's already puked once here. You can see the pile, but here he goes. This is a miserable feeling. God help him.
The guy standing next to him is like, you ain't puking on my shoes. I'm gonna stand up and watch you, buddy.
No. And then they had to wheel him out. I mean, dude, he's never gonna live that down.
No, he's not.
He's never gonna live that. Of all the things, so I hate it for him. I don't know. Maybe he's clipped as all get out. I have no idea.
Maybe he's sober as he can be, because I know pukers are different. There's different pukers. Like, all right, so my son is a puker, and he's still a puker to this day. As a kid, I used to think it was a kid thing. Like, he just doesn't understand. Like, if you feel like you got to throw up, let's run to a toilet. Let's go somewhere to throw up, because that's what I do. If I feel like I'm getting to a place to do it. But some people, when it happens, they just get overwhelmed and they just kind of become paralyzed and they just start throwing up. And I'm like, can you get up and move? Like, do your legs quit working when you have to throw? I don't get it. But it is a thing, because he still to this day will stand there and just puke, and he just can't stop. And I don't mean to call Amanda out, but Amanda's the same way. Like, I've seen it, she feels bad and we're just sitting there. It's like 8, and it's like, can we not move along? Like, some people just become paralyzed. So
yeah,
to his credit, he may have been sober as heck,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's a great point, Blasey, because good or bad, I've unfortunately seen a lot of people throw up over the years. And you're right. There are some that will can hide and will choke it down or do something, and then some that, like you said, paralyzed, just right there on, can't, helpless. So that's weird. I wonder if there's any studies on how that works. I'm sure somebody's funded a big old money and then somebody pocketed it to do.
They have.
But that's a good point though, because that really happened. He might be like that, and depends on how bad. If a food poison came over him and he was like, I think I need to go use the bathroom, and then he goes, I'm all right. And he goes, sits, and it starts kicking in, and you get real sick, and it's hot,
hot.
He had a jacket on. It's hot, people, and he's like, well, think about too. If you get up from courtside, you know how far it is to get somewhere, unless you know where a trash can is behind something over there. You got to get up, go down through a vomitory into a hallway. Yeah. So, I mean, I would have grabbed a cup or my jacket or something.
If it hadn't been St. Patrick's Day, I wouldn't even be assuming this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but I just assume it. But that again, there's that weird anomaly where people, like, just as sober as they can be, and just as I've seen it. You know what I mean? Like, firsthand, like you just become paralyzed, and it's like, and it happens one, and they just sit there, and I'm like, are we gonna move? Like, can we not get to a toilet? And can we not put this somewhere else? Some people just cannot. I believe it's innate,
right?
And there's nothing that they can do about it.
That's it.
Point.
Yeah, no doubt. JR, so any of the times that you've been in the beautiful Madison Square Garden, which I know that you played there, I'm pretty sure you told us that you played there before. With Justin.
I've been to the Garden. Yep, we opened from Rand Lambert.
Did you ever see anybody puke at the Garden?
I did not see anybody. Hell, I might have puked at the Garden. I barely remember being at the Garden, to be honest with you. No, and I think we played there with Eric Church too one time. But no, I vaguely remember that was a long time ago. A lot of shows in between, but it was a very special moment. I don't think I saw anybody puke. A lot of people partying.
I bet they
were. I was like a kid in a candy store. I'm trying to find the exact hallway that Hulk Hogan walked out of at WrestleMania, and I'm staring at the ceiling, the thing that hangs down with the ceiling. It's still the original type thing. It says MSG
trying to
on it.
Position yourself with that when you come out. Yeah,
I'm just looking at that. I'm in the hallway looking at the ramp, thinking, man, this is where because it's really a tight load in, and it's not because it's old. It's not made for modern stuff. You got to ramp everything up a spiral corridor in the back to get
in the
stuff
damn
up
middle of downtown. How does an 18-wheeler get to that thing?
You stop traffic. You have to spend a lot of money to have police and shut the roads down. It's a system. Yeah, and the buses have to stay across the river, and I mean it's an ordeal. But I can only imagine being in there. A building like that, with just a lot of people in general. He's got a jacket on, even if it was cool when you walked in. All them people get around, it gets hot, you get to moving, and then you don't feel well. I could see it. I hate it for him because I'm a big Tracy Morgan fan. Obviously, when Eddie Murphy did the playing Tracy Morgan on the SNL skit recently, I thought, man, Tracy's kind of like a new Eddie. Kind of. I'm not putting Eddie's the GOAT, obviously, but Tracy has got a nice niche for himself that's kind of like Eddie was, kind of like, I don't know, kind of bad boy, kind of like I'm too big, I'm not just everybody else kind of deal, I guess.
What do you mean I'm bad boy with my brain grapes?
What he did,
that's my Tracy Morgan. I've never even done an impersonation of him, but there you get it.
It's great.
He called brain grapes on something. He called it you blowing my brain grapes.
Oh, that one. I love that one. He goes,
just like
I only eat 4 cheese lasagna. You bring me a 3 cheese lasagna, I ain't eating it.
I love
Eddie doing him, but it was great. But anyway, so yeah, I hate that for Tracy. I'm sure we'll hear more about it. It'll come out. Hopefully it was just food poisoning. He gets over it. He don't have flu or nothing crazy. You never know.
Crazy, man. Crazy. I don't know if y'all saw this today. Before we dive into JFK, I didn't mean to make that rhyme, but I sure did today. Did y'all see Happy Gilmore 2, the trailer for it? It came out today.
I have not.
I did see that.
Yeah, that's cool. Heck yeah, that's real cool.
It looks great, man. It looks great. It does. It looks fun, nostalgic. It's going to be, how do you beat the original? I don't think, is it going to be funnier than the original? No, not a chance.
Probably not. But we're glad that there's more.
But could it be fun?
Absolutely.
Oh,
you got to try.
It's like Top Gun 2.
If not, it's the what if. If not, it's man, they should have. Man, they should. I can't believe they didn't.
They should have done it. And they still have
it bombs. They said, well, it wasn't as good as the first one. So you can't win. There's no winning, but you got to do it. Basically,
you got to do it. You got to do it. What? But I want to see that movie in the theater, man. And it's coming out on Netflix.
What?
It's going to be in the theater.
Well, I don't like
Maybe
that.
they'll put it in the theater, but yeah, that kind of like
crazy, isn't it? That's kind of wild.
But I mean, Netflix is paying Adam Sandler a boatload, and when I say boatload, I'm talking about a boatload. Maybe a couple of Navy carrier ships loads of money to do that stuff. So, I mean, it's going to obviously do well. That'll be your number 1 movie of the summer, I do believe. I mean, because it comes out July 25th.
Well, we'll be all people in our age group for sure.
The big news, it happened just before this show aired, before we even went out. I was at the gym and saw that it came out, so I immediately started using Grok and ChatGPT's deep research function. Like, you've seen these 80,000 pages that were released today. What is your summary? What is happening? Can you tell us a little bit more? I mean, I don't have a ton of stuff really to read. Basically, here's what Grok said. I'm just going to read what it said. I've started digging into the 80,000 pages of JFK files released today following Trump's order. Given my processing speed, I can handle large volumes quickly. Think hours, not months like a human might need. So far, the initial scans align with what early reports are saying. No earth-shattering revelations. The documents include about 2,400 newly identified FBI records and they seem to reinforce the established narrative. Lee Harvey Oswald likely acted alone with no definitive proof of a conspiracy. There's new context, though. Details on Oswald's Mexico City trip, CIA surveillance, FBI warnings before his death, and some agency communication breakdowns. Nothing's jumped out as a game changer yet, but it's a massive data set, and I'm still cross-referencing. I'll keep analyzing and can update you as I find anything noteworthy.
That's amazing,
Thank you,
isn't it?
Grok.
I mean, Grok is just out there grinding. Grok on the grind. We got Grok on the grind. Yeah.
Grinding. ChatGPT basically said the same thing, but since I did deep research, it was so deep, it came with pictures and all kinds of stuff, and like you could turn it in as a term paper. Is it accurate? I don't know, man. Those files were just released a couple of hours ago, but that's what they do. That's what AI can do, they can process that.
That's crazy, and I can't wait to see what all kind of comes from that. It's like, to me though, if this is the narrative that continues, and this is what continues to be, we still get this. I don't think people are going to like doubt it more than ever, because it's like, we know that was not the case.
Yeah, it sounds like now it's doubling down.
It's a bunch of filtered crap that they're giving us too. They've somehow files have been removed. I mean, how many years has it been? 50 plus? Like, so
60 almost. Yeah,
60 years
plus,
so,
62 years.
So what has happened over that time? You don't think things have been taken out of that? If you don't give me something worth of crap in there,
they were taken out 62 years ago.
We'll see the same. We'll see the same thing with what's his name's gig book. The guy that killed him, that hung himself. The whatever.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, we'll get that about 62 years from now. Same thing. They'll say, "Oh, it wasn't nothing in there. It was like Jimmy Hoffa's where they think they buried Jimmy Hoffa, or Al Capone's safe, whatever it was. Geraldo did that time. You know, they go, "Oh, there's nothing here." I'm like, come on now. After all that, there's something in the CIA files they found, if nothing else, that we found interesting in the plot. I mean, there's got to be something.
Man, there's something. I mean,
because it's going to be fun. Why wouldn't they have told us?
Why wouldn't have they already told us?
Well, I can only imagine right now there are God knows how many shows sitting there just analyzing all 80,000 pages, and we're gonna we're giving our resident alien expert and resident complete conspiracy theorist person Bowser a little time to digest this bad
Bowser,
boy. And
I know you're listening. Let's start digging in, buddy, because we need to bring you in soon to break this down, dissect this thing, give the human, whatever you are, element to this, human, alien element to this action. So yeah,
alien.
Yeah.
He is an alien. Look, there's no doubt. But here's the deal. I ain't buying what they're selling right now. There's no way there was a long gunman that could shoot a 30-06 with a bolt action 30-06 that fast, 3 shots that accurate. No way. Heads don't go back. What about the grassy knoll?
It's so many questions of the bullets. It's like this magic bullet theory and all this. It doesn't. There's too many different entryways and exits. It's like nothing makes sense. It's like, could he get those shots off? I've been up there. I've been to that book depository. I've sat in that window and looked at that shot. I've seen the X on the sidewalk. It's not near as far as it looks. Like, you're like, oh yeah, that's a shot that could be made. The shot could be made 1,000,000,000%. It's just like those angles of the bullets could not have happened. It's like the speed.
Can't happen that fast.
No, it's just.
What
too
about
much,
that
man.
documentary of the guy who said the film's been doctored since day one, and that it was the guy in front seat? What was that documentary?
Yeah, I've seen that. When he comes up, like, I don't think that's doctored.
Yeah.
Like
and someone says they saw it once and then they got rid of it. This is the real footage, you know.
Yeah, and he turns and pops him. The driver shoots him. I don't know, dude. Somebody shot him other than the guy from behind.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't.
Yeah, some say the driver did it.
Yeah,
and that's why Governor Conley's got grazed too. It was because of the driver.
They like be like the guy who shot at Trump acted alone. No, he was coached.
Not a chance. Just let him just conveniently get to the best damn location possible. Not a chance. No way. And I mean, I think that's why it's been released. I mean, look, I don't care who's in office. I still don't believe. I'm not going to believe that there was just a sole gunman in that.
Not either.
And I can't believe it with Trump either. And if for some reason that is the actual story that comes out, then I think they got to Trump, whoever they are. They're like, nah, bro.
Possibly so.
You can let all of this out. Here's 80,000 pages of fluff. But we're going to keep the 7 pages that really kind of like that are out there. And guess what we're about to do? We're burning them. They're gone. Yeah. They don't exist anymore.
So I think Clay Walker was probably way out in front on this because he's, that's why he doesn't trust his driver. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like,
the country singer?
Drive me smooth. You know what I mean? Like
he really was
concerned about that driver. I know what happened to JFK. He got shot by his driver. So, dude, you need to dial in and focus. I feel like he looked at
Diana. Yeah. I mean, that's why he cussed him out. Basically,
it is.
Sense.
Hey, and
there's also a time traveler in that picture of the Knoll too, right? Isn't there a time traveler in that picture too?
Absolutely, there is over there.
It could be something that's what we think because the time person changed some matrix sticked up or something. I don't know.
Twisted it all up.
It's all wild, man. I really look forward to seeing what is revealed from it, though, from all these different podcasts and experts that have been waiting years. It looks to me, or at least at this point, just based off of records, like there's not a lot to it. And that's kind of what I was expecting. And I think you're going to get the same thing with the Martin Luther King files. I think you're going to get the same thing, with the Jeffrey Epstein files, like you said. I don't think anything's going to make our federal government look like things are an inside job, like they are on Zero, whatever that movie is, our show that's on Netflix.
Cause too much chaos.
Too much chaos. Yeah,
there's too much chaos.
Even Trump's come out and said a few things like, "That's as much as I'd love to share that with you, I just think that's too much."
Yeah, y'all don't need to. Yeah,
you don't need to know this. I'll tell you what you do need to know though. If you happen to be in South Alabama this weekend, and particularly if you're in Opp, Alabama, near Opp and the Rattlesnake Rodeo, which is going on this weekend, dude, there is a line up. You talking about 90s country happening in Opp, Alabama this weekend? Friday night, dude, Confederate Railroad.
Hell
trashy, right? Trashy women, right? So we got Confederate Railroad. Love Confederate Railroad. Then we got on Saturday Shenandoah.
Oh
dozen roses.
2 dozen
roses. Change your mind.
And
then we got Tracy Lawrence. Paint Me a Birmingham. I mean, dude, you got Tracy Lawrence, Shenandoah, Confederate Railroad, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Unbelievable lineup for the Rattlesnake Rodeo in Opp, Alabama this weekend. So if you're around and you get to watch, snakes race out through there.
It's what everybody what happens at the Rattlesnake Rodeo, Blazy.
Dude, it is so good. It is it's like a festival. You got everybody, these vendors and stuff set up. But what's going on within that? There's music during the day. You can eat fried rattlesnake meat. There's rattlesnake races throughout the day. You can go there and hang
rattlesnake eggs.
Rattlesnake, everything. Yancey, Neil Yancey's mom. What's her name? Mary Yancey. She's got all the rattlesnake skin boots and coats and earrings. You can get the buttons for the rattlers hanging off your ears. You can get all the rattlesnake apparel that you want while you're there. Then we've got Grease pole climb contest. They take Crisco and grease this giant pole they put in the ground. Who could shimmy up to the top of that thing? You know what I mean? Like, it's amazing that the person, like somebody just sit there and they won't even move a foot. And then when here comes this old redneck with no shoes on, like, watch this boy all the way to the top. And ain't but like one or two that'll do it all day. But if you get a foot, you got it to the top. And then they got the buck dancing contest going on there too. Oh, that's so classic.
The buck dancing. What is that? Like
buck dancing.
What is that?
You know what buck?
I don't know what buck. I don't know what that is.
JR, it's kind of like a South. I don't know if it's South Alabama. It's Southern. It's a style of dancing where your feet. I mean, you kicking up dust. You know what I mean? Like it's a thing. You know what I mean?
So that's like when your feet are moving
your legs
real fast,
really
but
moving?
you're not.
Yeah, exactly. You're kind of standing
okay.
there,
I know what you're talking about. I never knew it was called that.
Yeah,
we call it spinning out.
Spinning out. Spinning out. You can Google on YouTube buck dancing Opp, Alabama. There's this one old guy. He's dead now, but he used to kill it. He used to murder it. He'd just stand there. His head would never even move. He would
Just
stand
stayed
still.
straight. Yeah, but his whole body just
Feet just rocking. It's freaking phenomenal.
Oh, I love it.
Emu.
Yeah.
Damn,
I can do it
that's
like
crazy.
this much. I mean, I've got enough in me to demonstrate, but that's about it, There's
Wow.
So anyway, Opp, Alabama this weekend. It is happening. They're bringing it back. The rodeo.
Damn it. If that ain't country, I'll kiss your ass. That's unbelievable. That's great. Yeah. Y'all head out to the Rattlesnake Rodeo, man.
Yes, sir.
Wow. That's going to be fun. So are we going to have any, you going? Are we going to have any content potentially coming from this?
You know what? So I got to get Amanda. Amanda's going with a couple of her friends, and they're having a girls' weekend in Opp. How good is that?
Oh, yeah.
Where Opp is the destination for a girls' weekend. So Amanda.
That's awesome.
And and Megan.
And you live in a resort town where everybody else travels from all over.
Oh yeah,
the
so everybody's here for spring break, and they're heading to Opp to stay at the best.
Sounds like a better deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have a big old time. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Come back in some rattlesnake skirts and stuff.
Yeah.
Some
Why
boots.
wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Some jewelry. I'm sure they have all kinds of things.
Got it all.
Fun.
Belt buckles, everything you can imagine. Oh my gosh. I mean, Randy White's not going to be giving out Skoal, but it's still close to what it used to be. I used to get Skoal from Randy White back in the day. He was always
you used to go to festivals across the South, and they had the Skoal guys there and whatever other smokeless tobacco.
And cigarette people too. You could sign up, get free.
Hell yeah, they give you a pack of cigarettes or a roll, a 5-can roll. That's how. I started dipping when I was 14 years old because I was 14 or 15. I was playing baseball. Everybody in Florine dipped for the most part. And I started dipping. We were all dipping. I had to quit dipping probably like 24 years old. I finally quit. One of my friends the other night was like, man, have you had the Zen? The nicotine in it is so great. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I need to do it. He's like, I just started. He's in his 40s. And I'm like, no, man, I think exactly. We've talked about it on here. I'm like, no, I kind of got away from it. I don't think I need to restart that. I got enough vices.
I don't think we need to revisit
on that action. No, we ain't.
We're not trying to revisit that era. Obviously, it'd be a lot cleaner and not because dipping's nasty and chewing and all that. But we all did it. Yeah, if you played baseball growing up in the South and you're back in the day,
every kid did it.
Everybody did it.
Yeah. I mean, you would go from the Skoal tent, literally about 10 feet over, would be the damn spitting contest. And who could spit farthest? And who could spit the farthest with tobacco? You had to get a big old dip so you could. I mean, I could spit. I could still spit a long way.
I bet you could. I bet you.
Some people just spit it between their teeth, and just. Yeah. I mean, and they had spittoons. It was the
win a green long
contest.
Cut.
Yes, I had to use my fingers to get this extra velocity, but there's these some old boys just give you the old.
Were you a fine cut guy, or because I feel like the fine cut guys they really felt like they were elitists. Number one, like we can hit the fine cut stuff. We're better than you. We can pack this fine cut. You're you can't and hit that can. I was always a long cut guy, even though I could dip the fine cut. I still preferred the long cut just because the fine cut would. Next thing you know, you go look in the mirror, you'd smile, and it was like you might as well have just eaten pepper. It's just in every crevice of your teeth. You had to realize, so I obviously didn't pack it as tight as I thought in order for the slippage to happen, but it's almost like dipping a tea bag or something,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't miss that.
No, I don't miss it at
like
all.
even talking about I'm not here. There was a time when I'd be like, oh my God, where is that can of and I'd gotten on Grizzly. Where is that Grizzly at? And now I'm like,
I'm trying to.
The last time I had a
trying
dip,
to give up vices, not add any at this point.
Yeah, that's correct. I got enough. I'm trying to lower the list for sure.
Exactly.
The last time I had one, I was playing disc golf with my buddy Matt English, and he had a dip, and it had been probably 4 or 5 years. I'm like, whatever. I'll have a dip. I know I don't want to start this again, but I'll have one just to remember I don't. I hadn't been that sick since I was like 14 or 15 years old. Speaking of Terry Foster, he may not remember this, but one of the first times I ever had tobacco, I think it was the first time I chewed all day long. I chewed the chewing leaf, I didn't swallow it. It tasted so sweet and good. I didn't know any better. I just whatever. And I swallowed it at baseball practice. I was fine, totally fine. Dang. Until after baseball practice, and like 30 minutes later, after I'd spit it out and everything, I just started going downhill and downhill and downhill to a point. Then I started puking like freaking Tracy Morgan, almost paralyzed, and was in a tub. And Terry was coming over to the house to help me do something. I don't remember what. And I remember him coming in. I'm like, I'm in the tub. I'm miserable. He's like, he was like, hey, we'll do it tomorrow. And then, white as a ghost. God, it was terrible. So that happened again. The last time I had a dip, that was the first time, and then that was the last time, and I let them bookend each other. That's the end of that one.
Close that book.
I won't dip again. Yeah, I'm good. I don't need that again.
Yep.
Anyhow, that is some redneck stuff. That's a great redneck story, Blasey.
Yeah, good old redneck. Story. There it is. It's happening live this weekend.
Yeah, first time I ever tried any chew that I remember was at a drag strip in Camp Hill, Alabama, and somebody had some homemade peach chew, and I thought, man, that sounds good. And I got me a plug and chewed on that sucker for a minute, and it was all she wrote, buddy. It hit me like a donkey in the side of my head, and I was green, and it was over. I barely remember getting home.
It's a bad
I was probably
feeling, man.
12, 13. I was probably 13 or 14, maybe 15.
Yeah. God, it's
and then that's about the time I started. After that, I started dipping pretty much full time in like probably middle high baseball. Probably because everybody did, and then at least by ninth grade, I played varsity in ninth grade. I wasn't any good. I just needed to fill a spot. So from ninth grade on, for sure, dip was around because everybody was doing it, and the coaches didn't care.
Yeah.
They had ex-nayed the cigarettes by my era. A generation or a decade behind you guys. There was still, and then Blasey, I mean, you a few years older than me, not many, but you may remember, and because I can barely remember it. Yeah, they had the smoking section at our high school football field, and it had just ended by the time I got into high school. But like in the early 90s, you could still smoke on break and stuff.
And a lot of them were kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're supposed to be of age, but it was unmonitored. We smoked in the bathroom back then, and I think, how bad did that have to smell? And think we're getting away with it.
Zero getting away with it. I remember the Elba High School. Now I wasn't in high school yet, but at the time you had the Elba High School, which is not there now, where the flood got it. But there was this gym that burned down. It's called the Burnout Gym. So it was this vacant little space in there with these walls around it. And they would let kids in high school go out there in the Burnout Gym to smoke cigarettes. Like it was allowed. It wasn't like just somewhere
How
they went
ironic
and hide.
it burned up and they let you go smoke in it after it burned down.
Shocker.
About right.
Well,
it's already burned up. You ain't gonna burn it no more.
Elby, by God.
Nope.
Yeah.
Wow.
Love it. That's good
Unbelievable. Stuff. Well, that's fun. That's fun stuff. Well, let's dive on in. Let's talk a little bit about hoops, man. Let's break down in the most and least unprofessional way possible. Rapid fire March Madness picks. I'm going to be honest with you. Since my team, the LSU Tigers, were pretty pathetic. There were only two teams in all of the SEC that did not make the NCAA tournament. So which was a record, by the way, with 14 teams.
Sanity.
Totally crazy that 14 of the 66 or 68 or whatever the number is with the play-in games or whatnot, that 14 of them are from the SEC. It's just crazy, but it sucks for South Carolina and LSU. Both invited to the NIT, both declined. LSU doesn't have a team to field to begin with, like they're leaving or going somewhere else or whatever. But in LSU's case, no one cares, but they're freeing up NIL money next year, so I do not expect them to be in the cellar at least. Maybe they can get to the middle of the pack, but beyond them, a lot of great teams, a lot of great stuff. March Madness. JR, begin this.
All right, so in the first round, we've got Auburn versus potential Alabama State or San Francisco.
Easy.
Auburn's taking that first round.
I think Alabama State just won. Did Alabama State already play? I think Alabama State won.
I know there were some playing games as we're doing this. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter.
Anyway,
they're going to get. It doesn't matter. They're losing the next game. All the play-in teams, every play-in team, losing. Can tell you that they're going to lose on Thursday or Friday
69,
night.
but they're going to lose that first game.
All right.
Auburn.
So we got next matchup we have is number 8 Louisville versus number 9 Creighton. Haven't seen either one of these play much. Let's take Creighton. All right.
Just got their basketball.
Yep.
Right,
Next one we got number 5 Michigan versus number 12 UC San Diego. I hate picking Michigan, but I doubt UC San Diego is going to.
What is UC San Diego?
I don't know. I'm going to tell you right now.
Are they a 12
UC
seed?
Yes, they're a 12 seed, and
I'll take the 12 seed.
they can shoot the rock.
Well,
they can shoot
I
the rock.
I like going by special things, like other things that come up to make me think of this. So, like for me, I'm actually going to be in San Diego Saturday. We're playing a show at Petco Park for the big radio station there. So I got to take them for that. All right.
You got to take there's only 4 of those games.
You got to take at least one, if not 2 of those. You got to take 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah,
next we got.
They're a 3-point shooting team. I like that. So yeah. And you're going there. Right. There's an omen. So that's it.
So next one we've got is Texas A&M versus Yale. I got to go with Texas A&M because of Coach Stallings and the history there.
A&M's been playing.
I'm going with Yale. Yale is a 3-point shooting team, dude. They won the Ivy League.
You didn't know anything about the bracket. You know more about it than me. I thought you didn't know anything about these teams.
I know a little bit.
Apparently. You know about every team. Bit. If you know about Yale, if you know Yale's good, you know more than a little bit.
Well, I got to give credit where credit is due. T-Bob Abear here in Baton Rouge and that crap off the bench. That's the name of the podcast.
Yeah,
the show every morning. I've been listening to them in the mornings, and
breaking Yale down.
Jacob Hester is really on a hot streak gambling right now. Y'all can listen to that. It's on 104.5 ESPN. You can find them online on YouTube or whatever. Listen to their show. It starts at 7 a.m. every morning. It's a great show. It's hilarious, and it's sports, but they talk about everything too. Jacob's on a run, and he has been talking about Yale and a little bit about the Ivy League. I mean, I get it with A&M. I think A&M is for sure the better team on paper, but just I like a 13 seed every now and then. You can pick one of them.
I need to hear the seed number.
They're a 13 seed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
13.
Yeah.
All right, I'm taking them.
Yale.
This is a bracket that I think I'll throw $25 in on, and the winner takes all, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Ole Miss versus I guess that's San Diego State or North Carolina.
What seed?
Mississippi's good. That's a 6 seed versus an 11 seed. I like Ole Miss because they beat Bama, and I've watched them play a few times. They're good.
Yeah. No, Ole Miss, they got Chris Beard, man. That's their coach.
We'll take Ole Miss.
So we've got number 3 Iowa State versus number 14 Lipscomb. I'm probably gonna take Iowa State
for
there.
sure.
Iowa State on that one, I guess.
We got number 7 Marquette versus number 10 New Mexico. I was actually in New Mexico this past Saturday, so I was in Mescalero, New Mexico, Inn of the Mountain Gods. Beautiful up there at the top, big beautiful casino, 7,000 foot elevation.
Got to go to New Mexico.
Yeah, a couple hours east of Taos. We stopped by there on the way because we were in Avon, Colorado, on a Thursday night, which when we left, Jerry Seinfeld was pulling in. He was playing the same venue we were the next night, which was ironic. The marquee was like Justin Moore, cowboy hat guy, and Jerry Seinfeld, New York guy. It was so weird, but
that's so good.
Anyway,
that's an odd billboard.
Yeah, right.
To see.
So all right, last in this region, we have number 2 Michigan State versus number 15 Bryant. I've got to go Michigan State just because
sure.
I mean they go deep.
Yeah, let's go Michigan State.
So let's go ahead and finish out this bracket.
I think what you need to do is just go to the Sweet 16. It'll give us something to do next week to check in where you are, and then you can reevaluate. Can't we do that? Is that illegal to do that?
No, I got to pick this bracket out
no
all the way
rules
tonight.
All the way. Okay. I was just trying to think.
Well, this is a good exercise for me too, because after we finish this show, I've got 2 or 3 to fill out.
Yeah, I did one last night. Yep.
I'm in a league a little more fun where you pick the first round. Right. It's $5, but it's highly, highly competitive. You pick the first round, you get 1 point, and then you get to pick each. You in this other thing that I'm in, you just pick each round, which is fun. So
you get points. Yeah, I've done
need to
one
know
of those
all 32 of these.
Those are fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the first round in each, and while y'all are talking, I'll pick the rest later. All right, so we're going to go to the West region. We got number 1 Florida versus number 16 Norfolk State.
Florida's playing good basketball.
Number 8 UConn versus number 9 Oklahoma.
That's gonna be that'll be fun. But give me Oklahoma, another SEC school. But I find that I've watched Oklahoma play a few times. They're one of the few teams that I've actually seen some. I watched them play LSU. I watched them play 2 or 3 other times. And they're kind of Jekyll and Hyde. If they're hot, they're as dangerous as anybody. But a lot of times they're not.
Real streaky.
So they're a streaky team. Yeah, I don't think they'll go far, but I think they win that.
They can make some noise. Yeah.
Okay. whoever wins that one's going to lose to Florida anyway, probably.
Florida's
All right,
the best team in the tournament.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Duke's strong. Duke doesn't even have Cooper Cup, and man, that's tough.
I think Florida's going to win it all.
Or Cooper Flag.
We'll get there.
All right. Alabama's the best, by the way. Number 5, Memphis versus number 12, Colorado State.
Colorado State.
Yeah, I'm going to take Memphis all day.
Taking that 12 seed.
Number 4, Maryland versus number 13, Grand Canyon.
That could be fun. Grand Canyon usually comes in with a little swag, and they've made some games interesting, but they won't make.
My brother was just at the Grand Canyon this past week, so there we go. Missouri versus Drake. Number 6 versus number 11, Mizzou. Number 3, Texas Tech versus number 14, North Carolina, Wilmington. I'm actually going to Wilmington April 3rd, so I got to pick.
And lately these 14 and 15 seeds have been winning way more than they used to win. You know what I mean? Like,
who are they playing?
It happens.
Texas Tech, North Carolina, Wilmington.
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, guns up.
Yep.
Yeah. Guns up.
So number 7, Kansas versus number 10, Arkansas.
Give me Arkansas for that dang Justin Moore.
Let's get hog wild on them. Number 2, St. John's versus number 15, Nebraska of Oklahoma.
St. John's going to go a long ways, baby. St. John's is going to go a long ways with Slick Rick.
All right, let's go. Number 1 in the East region, Duke versus number 16, America or MSM.
That's a shoe-in.
Duke.
Number 8, Mississippi State versus number 9, Baylor.
Tough one.
Ooh, that could be fun. Tough one. I'm going to go SEC on this. I think it's a matter of the 14 teams, how many advance out of the SEC? I'm going to say 7 at least.
Yeah. Mississippi
maybe
State
more.
Dog.
Number 5, Oregon versus number 12, Liberty.
Liberty.
I mean, that's going to be my second 12-5. I will take Liberty. Liberty's always strong in the tourney.
Yeah.
Number 4, Arizona, and Oregon spending all their money on football.
Yeah.
Number 4, Arizona versus number 13, Akron. Going Arizona.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
number 6, BYU versus number 11, VCU. See, VCU is one of those teams that'll slip up.
Yeah, they will.
Virginia Commonwealth. I'm gonna go VCU.
Yeah, you got to.
Just because I watched Primeval and those
former Will Wade's the general former school.
And I just watched American Primeval. I don't know if any of you guys have or not. Hardcore.
No,
but,
I haven't seen it.
Does not shed a nice light on early Mormon doings. So you're out, BYU. Brigham Young was actually referenced in there. Yeah, American Primeval, the darkest Western movie you'll see. No, it just came out. Number 3, Wisconsin versus number 14, Montana. Wisconsin.
No, I'm taking Wisconsin all day.
They're gonna have some big lugs and some good guards, I know.
Number 7,
Number 7, St. Mary's versus number 10, Vandy. Got to go Vandy, don't we? They're not very good,
man. I don't know. I'm going to take St. Mary's, man. I like their point guard play. Always.
All right, number 2, Alabama versus Robert Morris by himself.
Oh, Robert. Robert better be balling that night. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, Bob.
Let me throw something to you right now. Yeah. The Bear versus Robert Morris.
Robert Morris, 1,000. The Bear, -2. Here we go. Number 1 in the Midwest regional, we've got number 1 Houston versus number 16 SIU Edwardsville. We're gonna go Houston on that.
Give me Houston to the Elite 8 at least.
Yeah, Houston was home of Phi Slamma Jamma, Texas tallest fraternity.
Isn't that Clyde?
And Hakeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler.
Clyde Drexler, yeah.
We got number 8 Gonzaga versus number 8 or 9 Georgia. Both Bulldog mascots. Both start with a G and end with an A. 8-9 seed. How weird of the pairing of that? Going them dogs. Number 5 Clemson. I don't know. Gonzaga's probably going to beat Georgia.
They probably are.
Yeah, I'm going with Gonzaga. Yeah,
number 5. I switched it. Number 5 Clemson versus number 12 McNeese.
Don't sleep on the general, baby. Don't sleep on the general Will Wade, who, if somebody does not pick up Will Wade, I'm looking at you, Indiana. I'm looking at you, NC State, and I'm looking at you, Jacob Hester, who's been preaching this because it's true. Man, you're making a fool of yourself. There's no one in America that knows how to work the portal system better than that guy. No one who understands analytics. Dear God, I wish LSU would fire Matt McMahon and bring the general back to Baton Rouge where we were having success and having fun again. Gimme McNeese.
Love it. Number 4, Purdue versus number 13, High Point. Nice name.
Oh, High Point. You got to go with High Point, don't you?
No, I'm not going with High Point.
I'm going with High Point.
I like their name.
I actually made that pick yesterday. I got to go with
Number
High
6,
Point.
Illinois versus either number 11, Texas or Xavier, which Texas has a really talented freshman. I know that, and Xavier's a big school on the East Coast, and they always represent.
Yeah, give me Texas in that for sure.
Yeah. But Illinois, they're going to be coached well.
Very much so.
All right, then we got one of the most highly anticipated matchups in the entire tournament coming in the first round. Number 3, Kentucky Wildcats versus the mighty 14 Troy Trojans.
Let me say, I want to preface something real quick. Okay. I'll take 30 seconds. Scott Cross, head coach at Troy, motto, take the stairs, right? Do you realize that they have this whole inside thing going where if a player comes in as a recruit and they roll by the Waffle House and he doesn't agree to eat breakfast there, they cut him. They only accept recruits that want to go to the Waffle House and eat. Every player on their team are Waffle House fans, and that is like cool. He's like, I've actually decided now it probably should be our first question versus later on, but it's worked out. He said the last couple of years where every single person, somebody said they didn't want Waffle House, we did not offer them. They wanted Waffle House.
I think that's a fair tool. I think that's a fair assessment. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to go with that Waffle House gang.
I like it.
It is a litmus test.
Baby. Give me Scott Cross.
I don't want to hang around.
Trojan.
If you don't like Waffle House, you could go ahead and unfollow our show. I'm sorry. I feel that strongly about that fine establishment.
I saw that story today or yesterday that they interviewed him on that. And he talked about the whole Waffle House recruiting thing that they got
That's
going.
Great.
We've got number 7, UCLA Bruins versus number 10, Utah State.
That could be fun. I
got to go Utah State because that's where Brad Matthews used to live, and I used to visit him up there a lot. Bryson, I, and Dave Wilhelm, a bunch of us used to go to Logan, Utah, which is about an hour and 15 minutes north of Salt Lake City, and visit Brad. So
I'll take the Bruins.
State. Okay. Number 2, Tennessee versus number 15, Wofford. Tennessee looks good when they're on.
No doubt.
Wofford limped in. Wofford won their tournament, but they were like almost a sub 500 team. You know what I mean? They won the tournament. They're playing good basketball, but that's just too much for them.
Too much. Yep. Well,
Indiana hired WVU's coach today. So
West Virginia got screwed. They should have been in.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's another story.
But with all of that said, everything here, there, let's talk about the Sweet 16 briefly. JR, who do you think favorites? Who do you like to advance into the Sweet 16, maybe even the Elite 8, Final 4, and ultimately win it? Who do you think wins the whole shebang?
Yeah. I got my 2.
Auburn versus Michigan State in the Elite 8 is what I've got.
Okay.
Michigan State making a run. Okay. Yeah.
Then I've got Florida beating St. John's in the Elite 8. And then
that's going to be the Elite 8's going to be. I mean, of course, that's when you got the 8 best teams. That's what I love about the tournament is you get down to that, and the best teams rise to the top. Anybody can beat anybody on one day, but can you back it up? And then some of these Cinderellas can, and that's what makes it fun.
I've got Final 4 of Florida versus Michigan and Alabama versus Houston. So I got 1 and 2 seeds. By the end, it breaks down. I just think but I don't know a lot. See, it's just guesstimation. I think we're going to have an Alabama versus Florida national championship with Alabama taking it home. There we go.
That's interesting.
There it is.
Yep. Final score, Florida 85, Alabama 91.
That's awesome.
Right.
That's so wild. That's so different because I have Troy playing High Point in the championship game. So that's kind of interesting.
I'm pulling for that. The chaos that would have ensued for that to happen. Unreal. I mean, I don't know who's going to play in the championship game, but I think that Auburn and Florida will play in the Final 4, and I do believe whoever wins that game will win the whole shebang. So
yeah,
I think those are the best 2 teams in the tournament. I think Duke is on the other side of that. And so I think it's going to be Duke or Houston versus Auburn or Florida. And I don't know if that can be the Final 4, but if it can be, that's my Final 4.
I've got Auburn versus Tennessee.
Yeah, I think the SEC is going to make it to the Final 4. It just seems that it's too strong of a conference this year, which is something we've never really been able to say.
Yeah, it's crazy
about the SEC. But
wow.
It's just incredibly strong. So
it is.
Yeah. It'll be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be It's always going to be a gas, man.
It
It's
is going
always
to be a
gonna
gas. It is going to be a gas.
Well, JR, anything else on the March Madness before we start to wrap that up?
I hope everybody's teams make a good deep run in the tournament. If you made it to the NIT, I hope you do well and win that. Any postseason tournaments or things like that you can be in. Hope everybody does well. Teams do good. Hope nobody gets hurt. Hope everybody rises their stock for their future, or just has a good time doing it and making some memories. So here's to a great tournament, everybody. Fun. Having fun from the.
If you got a team
crew,
in the fight, have fun.
Yeah, have fun. Have fun. Go to tigsbits.com and get you some merchandise. Get you a hat. Get you a koozie. Get you a cup. You know what I mean? Load up. Get you some shirts. Have fun. That's what it's all about here, folks. Having fun. And JR, go have fun with that tenderloin. Those 2 tenderloins.
Yeah.
On you, buddy.
I can't wait, boys.
Sir.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Well, I've got to go. Like I said, I've got to go to. I'm actually leaving tomorrow. I've got to go to Reno, Nevada. Got a show there Thursday.
Telly Savalas.
Is he in Reno? I don't think he's in Reno anymore.
He should talk about Reno. Telly Savalas. Players card.
He was wearing all white.
Yep, he's looking sharp. Always looking sharp. And then wrapping up in San Diego before we come back. So
Dang,
I'll be on the road.
Nice
Hopefully have some more fun stories. And actually, you talking about Tracy Lawrence. I saw Tracy, last week at the Opry. It was good to see him. I didn't know he was coming to Op, but love Tracy Lawrence, Randy Travis, Opry folks. Was great seeing all them. It was a beautiful night. So anyway, I hope to have some more tales from the road soon, but thanks for everybody for tuning in. It's been a great show as always. I look forward to seeing the rebuttal with the JFK files coming out. I can't wait to see what everybody else's opinion on that is.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Well, until next week, gang, we'll see y'all.
Drive me smooth.